I can make it. Why you call me so I can make it? So I can make it. Why you
Make this here with all the ice on in the booth. At the gate outside, when they pull up, they keep me loose. Yeah, jump out, boys, that's Nike boys stopping our coast. This shit way too big, when we pull up, give me the loot. Was off the Remy, had up at post. Had to hit my old town to duck the news. 24-hour lockdown, we made no moves. Now it's 4 a.m. and I'm back up popping with the cool. Watching landed, chase me mixes pop like Jamba Joe's. Different color chains, think my jewelry really selling fruits. And they
from the cops and fuck these bitch ass niggas. How y'all doing? I'm the tune chick. I'm a nuisance. I go stupid. I go dumb like the three stooges. I don't eat sushi. I'm the shit. No, I'm pollution. No substitution. Got a bitch that play in movies in my jacuzzi. Pussy juicy. I would never stop like I'm running from the cops. I would never stop like I'm running from the cops. I would never stop like I'm running from the cops. Life is such a fucking roller coaster. Then the drop. Your money. A millionaire, I'm a young money millionaire. Your money. Who that say they gon' beat Lil Wayne? Life is such a fucking roller. Life is such a fucking roller. Life is such a fucking roller coaster. Then it drops, 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 drops. Motherfucker, I'm sick.
Tip on my dark beats drop, yeah, you love it.
Even when my thoughts seem dark,
I'm a
beast,
I'm a
dog.
I'm a motherfucking problem. You can't kill me on the mic, I'm a
goblin.
Man, chopper, call me got a lot of swagger. Let me put it to you proper with the chopper, yo.
I do what I do and you do what you can do about it.
Creep into your brain and you like,
dang,
it's nostalgia.
All I do is smoke and fuck and rap and fuck, smoke and fuck and rap. Dang. All I do is smoke and fuck and rap and fuck, smoke and fuck and rap. All I do is smoke and fuck and rap and fuck, smoke and fuck and rap. Dang. All I do is smoke and fuck and rap and fuck, smoke and fuck and rap. All I do is smoke.
All I do is smoke.
Motherfucker, I'm
It's Wednesday, bitches. Cleveland's finest, back and better than ever, baby. Rob J here with T. Marie, and with me, as always, Cleveland's own
Batman
in the house, live on another Wednesday, because Wednesday is for Cleveland. I just made that shit up, but it sounded good. So I got T. Marie with me. How you doing?
Good.
In the hizzle. Plenty of good stuff to talk about today. We'll be moving ahead pretty here. Wait, let me rearrange that. Pretty soon here. There we go. With Cleveland's finest. It's going to be growing. It's going to be, there's a lot of different things you'll be seeing. Like we were talking about earlier, a new segment. Wasn't with you today, but he was with you last week.
Yeah, Psych Mike.
You know, tell him what Psych Mike's doing.
I'm gonna be having Psych Mike do his own segment of different miscellaneous gaming. He's gonna be primarily focusing on the VR aspect, since that's becoming so big and popular right now. And I mean, I've played the VR and just the graphics behind it and the realism behind it and all the new continual upgrades and body suits and hand suits and
social distancing at its best, huh?
Yeah. This new hand controller, and it's like $600 for each hand for just a little fucking like controller that goes over your hand. It allows you not only to not have to use regular controllers in your hand, but when you pick up an object, all right, in real life, this object is here. But when you're in VR, it's not. So when you go to grab something like I'm grabbing right now, there's empty space. There's sensors and retractors in it to where they put tension on your hand. So when you go to grab it in the game, it only allows you to grab that far because it senses that it's somewhat there, and it puts that tension on your hand, so you like have it in your hand.
I've seen that kind of, Lord, I got the fucking volume on 11. I've seen that type of technology. Once you had said that, I don't know, Google heard it, and then during my YouTube searches, they have technology that are using like that that's on the market for people with paralysis and all that, that actually does function in that way. So when you mentioned it before, I'm like, what, how, why, huh? But then I actually seen it, and then even seen it like a tutorial video on how it works, because this lady walked into the supermarket and grabbed the cart, and then it like locked on, and she's like pushing it. And I'm like, whoa, okay. So that's got to be rad, man.
Yeah, to be able to like actually feel the object, because when you're playing anyways, it feels realistic. You know, there could be a wall right there, and you go to lean up against the wall or whatnot, just because you're so immersed in the game already from playing it that you forget and don't realize that it's not there. So you can end up falling and such. It's hard to separate reality from virtual reality when you're in there. You know, you don't know what's around you in reality. So how we do it is we have two different mats set up on the floor. We have our larger mat where we set up our guardian. What your guardian is it's your exit zone and such. So as soon as you reach the edge of your map, it's gonna fucking throw up a big grid wall showing you, hey, you're out of zone. All right. Then inside of that mat is another smaller mat where we play on barefooted. And you play barefooted because it's fuzzy carpet. So you know exactly, okay, I have 3 feet by roughly 2 feet. You know where your zone is. You want to try to stick inside of that little area, but you still have the other area to go outside of if need be.
Sounds tricky.
It is, but I mean, it's real fun. Once you've gotten the reality aspects down of where you're positioning yourself and you don't move, then you'll be fine and you'll be able to play forever.
So if you guys are tuning in, make sure you share the stream, start a watch party, pop some popcorn, tell a friend and tell another friend. We're back again. And join in with us. You can comment. I don't feel like doing calls today. Nobody calls anyway. Or you can actually join us live. There's a link. I'll send it to you. You can come on. Especially like, you know, if you have any haters or whatever, like just come on the show. Just quit being a bitch. Just come tell us what it is that has you so disgruntled against Cleveland's Finest Podcast. And then I have footage later that I'll be playing. I don't know if you saw, but I finally got to the point. It's supposed to happen last year, but because of COVID, there's some setbacks. But finally wrapped up my scene in the YouTube series, The Connected, with Brandon Bell, who does a phenomenal job at directing. I mean, everything this guy does: music, podcasting, filming, directing. He's in. He's a comic writer. He does it all. But definitely seasoned guy, cool guy. And he's got style. So I'll have some footage. I got some stuff to show. I don't really give out anything, but it was a pretty cool scene that I was involved in. My character is rooted with, I'm family with someone who is one of the main characters. I take my girlfriend to the studio because she's, there to do a tryout or whatnot. If you haven't yet, I encourage you now because it'll make sense more. Go check it out from the beginning of the series. You can look up the Connected web series. It's under, I think, Bro Ops Entertainment. But check it out. It's pretty cool. A lot of Cleveland area and locals beyond that involved in this. And it's kind of becoming like a who's who of who's out in the Cleveland scene. A lot of talented people. There's a fight scene. There's a scene. It kind of made me uncomfortable, right? Because at one point I was supposed to, originally I was supposed to slap the shit out of her. And I'm like, all right. And she's a lot younger than me. And it was like, all right, we switched it up. And I'm like, all right, cool. All right. So what do we do? And he said, well, I want you to grab her by the neck. I'm just like, shit, dude. So like, I'm trying to figure out, and with this, there's acting techniques and everything. I've learned a lot already, and I've been extras in films here and there, but a lot of people get involved in stuff and they're like, yeah, this is what I do. And it's like, well, why don't you wait till you really know what you're doing? And that's how I feel. I like acting. I was in the thespian group in high school. I did a lot of different plays and all that. But there's a lot to learn. And so in yoking somebody up, I learned the technique where, I'm thinking I'm in control, right? It's kind of like wrestling. Though when I go to yoke her up by the neck, what? I'm not going to yoke you up.
I'll fight back. It's fine.
But so like, as far as that goes, I'm thinking that, I'm going to be one narrating this or whatever, when in actuality, she would be the one that, when I make that contact, that would pull back. So I learned a lot. Anyways, but it was a good scene. I got to meet Solomon, who is with No Static Radio. And I've been an admirer or a fan. Why can I never talk when I'm on the fucking air? Like, what? I can't pronounce. But I got to meet him. Cool dude.
When they're around me and shit, bro. It just happens, People get flustered when they're around Batman because it's such an experience.
It is such an experience. I hold it near and dear to my chest. You can see that. Oh, sorry. Yeah. There you go. Check out the shirts, man. $20. You can get
shirts, man, because like
your own crown.
Before, it's not like a printed on or pressed on pattern. It's like woven into the fucking fabric,
It's got her feeling herself.
It's almost like a polyester, It's not quite cotton, and yeah,
it's pretty dope. Just hit us up. Check out redlabelxxl.co. You can order from there, or just hit up Batman Rob J. Speaking of, I don't know. Oh, hey, what's happening? We got Angel with us, Broad Street South. Where's Crack-a-Lickin'? And
so everybody knows, there are plenty of miscellaneous raves and stuff going on for this month of April coming up. Have
you ever seen a dry rave, by the way? Where there's no alcohol, there's no drugs. It's just clean fun.
So an AA meeting?
I mean, that with a light show. I came across, I forget where it was. It was in Wisconsin or something, but they had a dry rave. And I'm like, huh? But hey.
So, like, you'd be sober?
It's
Yeah.
I don't know what that experience is like.
Yeah.
So I could never say I would want to experience something like that.
I'm just saying, after what we've experienced, imagine that.
I'm always medicated.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Go to somewhere sober. What the fuck?
But
shit
you
is
were
that?
saying,
Sober's fine.
Yeah, there's plenty in April that's gonna be coming up, and Cleveland's Finest has been invited to a couple of them. They kind of interject with some other ones and such, so I'm figuring out which one is best. Now these ones are a touch trickier. These ones are a touch more underground, so only a few exclusive people will know the details of where it's at. Like they're only releasing the address day of and such. And that's even to the musicians and DJs. So, you know, they have to basically kind of like rush there and set up their equipment and such for that day. But we will be, you know, getting miscellaneous footage.
it's Rob J. Every time everybody's on with me, they just get verklempt.
Yeah.
Whatever that means. What up, Sean, by the way?
I have a camera I actually just purchased. I wanted to let you know. I just purchased a video camera for miscellaneous events like that. It's one of those, you know, movable fucking cameras. You can fucking be wiggling around and it's still going to show a perfect straight shot.
When the fuck are we going to be doing this filming?
You're jamming and shit, bro. Like, yeah, fuck yeah, let's go.
It has a stabilizer, you're saying?
Yeah, that.
Angel says good luck and good news. And speaking of good news,
And that's good.
Cleveland's, I'm not making any announcements yet. There's still like a process to go through. But Cleveland's Finest, I'm looking at moving the show and partnering and also taking on a position further in broadcasting on a higher level.
Dude, I don't know if Batman could get on any higher levels than he already is.
You know, that's why you just float, you hover. You know what I mean? We all have to adapt to your frequency or medication.
Oh, and here either next week or the following week, I'm gonna try to have him personally in here with me, but hopefully Alex Keefe and Jessica from Noise Music Festival, we're trying to have them on so they can describe a little bit more of what to expect this year at Noise Fest. We are still scheduled on a date. We did find a venue because we were looking for a venue, and we actually have one. So Noise Fest 3.0 is definitely an on for this year.
Nice.
Yeah,
I can't. I've kind of resorted to that being like the because I spend so much time doing this and then just dealing with life. Because I want to get back into music, man. I do. But that's really been my once a year performance. And I look forward to returning to stage with some surprises. I'm in talks with other artists. I like to make it a whole shebang. So that's going to be fun.
oh yeah.
We have the Rock Report on deck. That'll be coming on here in a little bit. But yeah, Noise Fest 3.
Surprise news. This is news for you too. I'm just now releasing this, so everybody, this is the first anybody's hearing about it. Officially next week, BBB will be returning.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh man, I've been waiting for this
We're
moment.
going to have our new
And now it's time for
Hold on, we gotta hear this.
Best Buds.
If you don't know what
on
BBB
Cleveland's
is,
Finest Podcast.
take a listen.
Take it away, Batman. Best Buds.
Oh, you cut it out. No fair.
Buds. Best.
So we'll have Bat's Best Buds back on deck. We had other segments before. We had the sports segment. We had like a news, a what up segment. But it becomes a lot trying to keep on people to do that. So we'll have some more people doing segments, being a part of everything, and potentially a new cast for the transition moving forward. I don't know. We'll see. So I did send invites out. I'm not sure where everybody else is on the show, but I don't have time to fucking figure that out. I guess. Whatever. I mean, it's every Wednesday, dude, at fucking 6. So what do you think I'm doing? What are you doing? Where's Joe? Where's Bill, and Frankie. T's here. You've been quiet.
Surprisingly. I'm never
Hi, T.
quiet.
Marie.
Hi.
I don't know you. You haven't even said hi to me or nothing.
I said hi when he introduced me. I'm not that rude.
Yeah.
T. She does. Is it T. Marie Promotions?
Yeah, it's been a while since I did something, but I usually promote like local artists because I'm from Lorain. So like I promote artists sometimes from Cleveland because Reddy Red's from Cleveland. I promoted him before, so it's something I have my own page on Facebook.
So Sean says this is where we all get fired. No, this isn't Red Line. This is Red Label. No. So yeah, now we're talking about the Red Network, which consists of Raw Ohio Meltdown, Cleveland's Finest Podcast, and works with Broad Street South. Also produces the Bearded Bastards podcast, which I'm a fan of, man. I'm sold. I love watching these guys. It's cool because I can do the whole producing thing and just enjoy the show, and I have to make sure that I'm paying attention to everything that's going on the screen, because half the time I'll jump in yeah, I know what you're saying. Left foot, no, right foot. Anyways, but no, that's the thing too. So moving forward, as far as everything that's provided,
with, Sean, and see if we could do a bearded assholes
podcast.
Because I'm a bit of an asshole, man, and my beard's coming in and shit. So we could just be on there and fucking respond to asshole remarks and comments.
Well, I was actually thinking to finish this, the Bearded Bastards podcast. If Cleveland's Finest goes anywhere, they're right there with them. As far as I'm concerned, it's all one product. And that's why I like this, man. Like, my success is your success. Your success is my success, which I would hope so. But anyways, the Red Network, being involved in that speaks that you are a part of working together for a greater good. So hell no, man. You they've been called worse, Batman. So no, man, we all rise. And if you don't show up, then you missed the boat, basically. So does that make sense to sum everything up? You don't show up, you miss the boat. Yeah. Otherwise, I got the vehicle. Just jump in, damn it. But no, man, we're all going together.
What if the boat's Titanic, bro, and you're Rose?
Well, being in the Red Network, there's always backups on backups, and you always stay 2 steps ahead. So I'll have a motorboat available.
There's not enough space on the plaque,
Put the thing in your mouth.
I'm not. I was talking about the Titanic situation.
Oh, jeez. Look at women always want to bring up the past.
I was talking about the movie.
No, I'm joking. Now, to go back to what you were saying, I was thinking, now, last year for COVID, I spent my birthday locked in my house, not allowed to go anywhere, with my kids, and we made the best of it. It was cool. Made a cake, all that, but it really sucked. So this year, I was thinking I wanted to plan something like April 17th. Now check this out. And just do have friends together and celebrate. Success, everything. But think of this. All right. So the Bearded Bastards podcast and Cleveland's Finest podcast, because we do remotes, we can set up anywhere. I'll rock this bitch off an iPhone and still produce it better than half the shit out there. Anyways, and I have done that before.
We're jerking your own shit.
We do a combo show, just do a big, huge podcast. And then, and this is at an event, and then have some live music, some comedians, guests of the show, friends of our network, and just have an all-out bash. What do you think about that?
So, a big cookout.
I just want food.
I mean, we could do that, but yeah, food, definitely food. But yeah, man, I like doing shit on the spot and spontaneously, so might as well start planning it now. But news to you. We haven't talked about it, but I just came up with it a couple days ago. What do you think about doing something like that?
I think that'll work well.
So we'll have to get together more on that. There's been a lot of things going on. So it's I don't want to say it's been hard because it's just been harder. It's really just been harder to put more time into this when you got to fucking chase everybody down to see if they still want to be a part of it. But no matter what, we're not going away. It just ain't going to happen. Dude, trust me. And for those that like stalk the stream and then send hate mail and all these little mean things, we do love you. You really do help fire me up and all this, especially like if you're watching, you personally have a problem with me. Fuck me, but you know what? I'm not going to fuck you. I have too much shit to do, but I do appreciate you watching every episode, and keeping me fired up. I've wanted to quit doing this shit, period, but I really don't want to. It's just the fact that I take on a lot, or I have expectations that just aren't met. But overall, I got goals, I got plans, and the, you know, as far as like who gets the most out of it, it's the other people around, and having that purpose to make sure, or like Sean says, report pages, fuckers. You know how many times we've been reported and like, you know, people trying to fuck with our shit with Facebook and all that. It's crazy. The first episode that I produced for Bearded Bastards, whatever happened, like their page was just unpublished. You know how we get flagged and we get warned? They were straight up unpublished. And it's just people that like are bitter. Whatever. I don't know if I really want to get into that. It's like wasted energy. He's over there hacking up a lung.
You gotta have lungs to hack it up.
But look at that professionalism. I appreciate you, you know, muting that or whatever. Speaking of hacking up a lung, we're going to take a break here and we're going to get to the Rock Report. So you got like 4 or 5 minutes. Something like that. We'll see. So a Raw Ohio Meltdown brings us the Rock Reports. They are out in the field. They are scoping out the scene, and they have good taste. I tend to do a lot of hip hop stuff or whatever, even though I'm a natural born rocker. But we got the Raw Ohio Meltdown Rock Report coming for you guys. And they also do reaction videos and a lot of jazz. Check them out. And then we'll be right back here on Cleveland's Finest. You can chime in. Should I put the phone up?
Those are no longer just words. I want to hold you. I want to run in a stream. I want to taste ice cream, but not just put it in my mouth and let it slide down my throat, but really eat it.
Rick and Morty in the house. All right. So we'll cut through the Rock Report. We'll be right back here on Cleveland's Finest Podcast. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
How are you guys doing? It's the Raw Ohio Meltdown Rock Report coming at you. So there's a lot of shows going on coming up. So quite a bit of things that you guys should be getting out there and doing.
Absolutely. There's a lot of venues that don't have lineups just yet. A lot of people are still trying to get their budgets together, get their finances in order. So a couple of those venues that we really love seeing have not made a list of any upcoming shows yet, but some that have, definitely check out Belcher's House of Rock in Mansfield. They're on Facebook, as well as the King of Clubs in Columbus, Ohio. They have some pretty good shows coming up there.
Brand new venue, too.
Yes, and with that one, do keep in mind that when you buy tickets, you are buying tickets for your table, and I believe it's 4 tickets.
Well, I don't know. The last place I saw them, you had to buy your tickets and then you had to buy a table.
Yeah, I think.
So they're selling tickets and table, but you have to buy a table.
Yeah, you have to get a pack of tickets. They sell tickets by the table. They're only at 20% capacity, I believe, right now for that venue. So definitely pay attention when you are buying tickets. A lot of the other venues that are doing these shows, which definitely check us out on our podcast, and we'll be going through those shows and some of the acts that will be there. Belcher's House of Rock, most of their shows, if not all of them that I have seen recently, are free. And many of them are all ages. So definitely go check them out on Facebook. The Back Room, they have a couple of shows coming up. A lot of covers, a lot of new covers. Notice there's a lot of new cover bands coming out with stuff this year.
People had a lot of time.
Yes, we've all had too much time. And then last but definitely not least, McAlpine Meadery. They are one that we just went to this year. Never been there before. Awesome place.
Great little venue.
Oh yeah, it's a small venue, but the staff is amazing and their mead is awesome.
Yeah, had a killer time there. Definitely go check them out.
But yeah, I think as far as venues, those are the ones that are really, really putting a lot of shows out there. And of course, we have our outdoor shows that will be popping up everywhere. Just to name a couple, as of August, first weekend in August, I believe, Barnyard Bash will be kicking off again this year. Last year, unfortunately, they did have to cancel. But this year, it is back on for August 6th.
Yeah, it is a one-day event this year, unfortunately, now with the date being pushed back. But, you know, they got to do what they got to do.
Yep, absolutely. And then also that same weekend, there is a 2-day festival out in close to Marion, Ohio, still technically Marion County, and that is Tiki Stick. So definitely stay tuned for the lineup on that.
Yeah, definitely stay tuned for all the information, ticket giveaways.
Uh-huh.
We'll be coming to the podcast. You'll have to watch the podcast to get the information on the ticket giveaways. So definitely go subscribe to Raw Ohio Meltdown on YouTube for a chance to win when we get that going, so you'll know what's going on.
Yes. And speaking of those outdoor events, I know Barnyard Bash this year, their headliner is our artist or band pick of the week, and that is Sour Blood.
Yes, Sour Blood. If you haven't, definitely go check out Sour Blood. They are a heavy, brutal band from Ohio.
Yes, very talented guys in that group. Very, very nice, very talented, super fun to go out and hang out with.
And I mean, with that, I think that's all we actually have for the Rock Report this week, guys. So, till next time, keep rocking.
Coming out of the house yet, but you know, just a matter of time. She's not lonely. I apologize.
Yeah. What up? This is Ritz. Hey, right now you're watching Cleveland's finest podcast with your hosts Rob J, Just Joe, and Batman. Put a crown on him. Peace.
Cold in my kingdom size, fell for these ocean eyes. You should see me in a
Cleveland's finest. We're back. And with us, we have on the stream good brother Bo from the Dirty Heels podcast. Let's get him on now. My man.
Thank you, man. Thanks for having me on again. Big shout out to Cleveland's finest, man. We appreciate y'all, man. I'm riding solo today, man, so you already know how to go.
Hey, it's all good. I saw the recent, man, you guys are always popping out content, man. Kudos to you, especially like edited content, and that's time consuming. And you guys always put out a good product. I'm a fan of pro wrestling. You guys do a podcast with style, giving up updates, interviews. So How is it for you? Staying consistent and pumping out all this work. I mean, do you get to enjoy any of it like we do?
Oh man, I be having a blast, man. I don't really think that we be having a lot till it's all said and done. You know what I'm saying? You know,
Yeah.
Yo, we've been doing this for a year again, and we already been on 16 other podcasts. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you know,
Yeah.
it's fun, man. It's you know, something that we like doing. You know, we enjoy
Definitely.
it, man.
You guys are good at what you do.
Yeah.
So we'll talk wrestling for a little bit. I kind of want to have one of the guys from the Bearded Bastards on for this. They do a podcast every Thursday with the Red Network, and
Okay.
it's really like I mean, they talk wrestling, but it's like wrestlers talking with other wrestlers. So it's not about, you know, storylines, you know, or what company or whatever. It's kind of like locker room. And so they have talks about it's cool, like to see the inside. And I think you'd have to be maybe an athlete or a wrestler to kind of understand where I'm coming from on the explanation. But overall, it's a good show where they just talk shit and then interact with the chat room the whole time. It's the Bearded Bastards podcast. Check it out, or you can go to. I'm like, ooh, squirrel. What are you rolling?
I definitely will, man. I definitely will. Definitely will. Definitely will, man.
So, anyways, I'm going off on a tangent or whatever. But let's talk wrestling for a minute. And as far as the promotions going on, I mean, it's pretty much back old school now because you have territories that open up. Are you a wrestling fan? All right, you got to talk at some point.
I was, and then you tried to come at me crazy.
So, yeah, see, this is why I don't hang out with white people.
What do you think you are?
I'm Peach, thank you.
And I'm Vanilla.
And I identify as a Hispanic single mother lesbian. So,
What's your gender?
put on that.
We love lesbians. Yeah.
Telling you, very trustworthy people. Are you lesbian?
I'm bi.
Oh, well, you don't have to go yet, but whatever. Anyways, as far as what's going on, who do you think right now is carrying the torch in pro wrestling, where you have all these, you know, AEW, now Impact is kind of getting more noticeable. New Japan Pro Wrestling.
Right,
I mean,
so
hey,
at this point, just so we know, I am like ignorant because I haven't watched shit since it was WWF.
that's a big difference too.
Switched over and they became traders and was like, oh yeah, we'll let the animals have our name. That's when I was like, I just can't watch it no more. I mean, I have heard that a lot of my old school favorite wrestlers have come back, you know, Undertaker, Goldberg, Sting. Sting amazed me when I heard his fucking old ass came back. And like, I want to try to catch up and watch it, but then it's also like, I don't know if I can, you know, it's like a moral thing. WWF was it, you know, and it's like, I don't know if I could.
I mean, it's still WWF/WWE, man. It's just kind of changed with the times. You know what I'm saying? It got more commercial as it is. You know what I'm saying? But of course, that's the mothership. That's the longevity company. You know what I'm saying? We don't know, God willing, we don't know if AEW going to be around another 10 years. We don't know if Ring of Honor, MLW, we don't know, but we know WWE is going to be around. I'm going to be honest with you. Yes, wrestling as a whole is going to be around. You feel me? But WWE is going to be here for a little minute. Ain't gonna lie, man.
Very true.
What do you think about I was watching wrestling at my buddy's house the other day, and I was like, man, that sucks for not only the athletes, but the people watching, to where the wrestlers perform now in front of TVs instead of people.
Yo, I'm gonna be honest with you. Yeah, it sucked, you know, for us not to go to wrestling events and shit like that. But that whole Thunderdome shit with the TV shit I ain't gonna lie, it was a great idea. It was definitely a great idea. I've been on there a couple of times. Yes, there's too many rules and shit like that. But hey, man, you know, that's one way to keep in contact with his fans. You know what I'm saying? You know, but this WrestleMania coming up, this WrestleMania coming up, they will be having fans.
Okay.
It did take a lot away from the performers and the whole experience, though, because, you know, think about this. Whether you're a musician or an athlete, when you're playing in front of people, that really does add an element that you will get nowhere else. That's like, you know, like a lot of, like, when you go to church, there's that vibe, there's that experience, and you can't get that, you know,
walking into an arena of TVs as opposed to human beings. It's a different, you know, hypeness. You know, you got to try to hype up yourself more for the TVs since the people aren't there.
I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna be definitely honest. Them not having no fans, it had to force them to step up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
As far as moves, how you actually interact with the person you actually wrestling. You know what I'm saying? Yes, there's such thing as fan interaction, But you know, like as you can see during this pandemic, the only thing that was really rocking was wrestling. You know what I'm saying? Football was shut down, basketball was shut down, golf, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, I give them that kudos as far as stepping up. You know what I'm saying? They did. I'm telling you, man. You feel me? So kudos to them. I ain't gonna lie, man. Kudos to them.
Well, I think AEW took advantage of that, and that gave them the opportunity, if there was any, to bring back raw talent, raw emotion. Like risque moves, not just risky storylines, but risque moves.
Yeah, they got to perform more now to, you know, up themselves more because the audience isn't necessarily there in person. You know, they can't talk shit like they normally would, you know, and can't be like, okay, throw me into stands, because it all is, I feel, in ways scripted. Like, okay, yeah, you're gonna throw him over the ropes and go into the audience. Now they can't necessarily do that, so it's like, okay, how do we up that game but still have the people feel it, you know?
From a woman's perspective, like when you have you watched wrestling before?
Say it again.
I don't know if it was wrestling. I don't know if it was wrestling or boxing. So.
All right, never mind. Never mind.
Sorry, I'm a basketball person.
Okay, well, when you're watching football or basketball, does it? Are you like, I don't know, are you biased based on like the athletes, like whether they're attractive or like?
I mean, like, I don't favorite. I mean, I had a husband on all my teams. I'm not gonna lie, but like, I'm not like pick and choose on who's better than the other because of like.
Lita was my wifey, bro, flat out.
I'll say like
back in the day, bro.
I think Peyton Hillis from the Browns, when he was on the Browns, that was my husband at a point in time. But I mean, I can't talk either, like, but that's just me in general. But like, it's just.
Do you even remember a wrestler like a female wrestler or that one that like you used to fuck with? You know.
I never watched wrestling ever.
See, he's going more towards where I was going, because I keep talking when he does. Ready? Go. And now we won't. All right. Sorry, I kept interrupting you. The whole thing was like, when you have all these sports out here, it's just different. But when we go to wrestling, there's a combination because you have male and female athletes during the same show. So like as a female, do you look forward to it, like for the women's wrestling or the men's wrestling? And then, you know, but you kind of, if you go outside of that, it really kind of like waters down, because I guarantee you're watching NBA, not WNBA, just because you're a girl. That don't mean shit. I mean, that's the more trend.
Yeah.
So good, brother. Let me ask you this. I'm not hip to the newer wrestling. Is there anybody right now in comparison, size-wise and aggression-wise and such, to China?
Whoa.
Right now they got of course they got Charlotte Flair, which is Ric Flair's daughter. They got her.
Is she cocky though? Like China
pop, man.
China was cocky as fuck, bro.
I ain't gonna lie, man. Then they got this other chick named Bianca Belair. She's just like power, strength, speed. You know what I'm saying? It's like 3 other joints. Raquel Gonzalez. It's not nobody that's gonna ever be a China. You know what I'm saying? But
Wait, look, if there was, and if you want to compare on that level, I will say Blanchard.
Who?
Tessa Blanchard? Yes.
You want to know? You want to know what's crazy, man? You want to know what's crazy? She. I wish her career didn't go the way it did. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Right.
You know, that's a great comparison, man. I was not thinking about her, but that's a great comparison, man. Great comparison. Mm-hmm.
I'm a huge wrestling fan. Don't tell anybody.
Like I said, I haven't watched in so long. I'm comparing China and Lita and fucking all the old school shit, man. I mean,
but those are key people that really keep wrestling relevant still.
Now, Lita's a Hall of Famer. Trish Stratus are Hall of Famers. They're all Hall of Famers now.
Trish Stratus, yeah.
Now, you know the.
I know about some Trish.
All the Nitro girls, bro. Oh, shit.
That well, because of the Nitro girls, I wasn't allowed to stay up and watch wrestling as a kid.
The other day was the 20-year anniversary since the WCW closed down.
Really? What?
Remember that? Yes, it was the 20th anniversary when it shut down when Vince McMahon purchased WCW. You know, y'all remember that, right?
Yeah. I remember when they shut down because Goldberg was originally with WCW and shit, and that's when they had fucking the NWO and the fucking NWO red and black and the white and black and oh man.
Yeah. Now I know you don't watch wrestling, but okay, now that we're there, so when I say AEW, that is essentially not WCW, but for wrestling fans, a sense of kind of like a rebirth or the way it should have been the first time. Because they're on the TNT network. There's so much nostalgic stuff along with that. I mean, from Tony Schiavone, Sting, and now you have all these key wrestlers that are on a station and kind of like a territory. And so AEW would be, that's when we say WCW, that would be, that thing.
I
love it.
I don't compare it to WCW. I compare it to just a big ass independent promotion. A lot of these guys, yes, they're all.
Well, I don't want to compare it there. I don't want to compare. AEW is so unique.
There are a lot of legends and vets there, but it's a big ass independent promotion. Some of these guys still, they perform on national TV, but some of these guys, they still go back and perform in front of 5 to 10 people. You know what I'm saying? You know. Yeah, they're all signed. Some are signed, some are not, but it's just a stepping stone, man, so people could get in tune with what independent wrestling is. You know what I'm saying?
Very true.
Yeah, man. Yeah, that's all that is. AEW just a big ass independent fucking promotion, man. It just got lights. You know what I'm saying? That ass. Real shit.
I'm trying to keep track of where we're going. We're live on YouTube and Facebook right now. Just going back and forth there.
We appreciate y'all guys, man.
Hey, thanks for hopping on. We're gonna get moving in a minute, but before we do, you just dropped a YouTube video. You want to give us an idea what's going on with that one and where to find it?
We just dropped two videos, one on Sunday and one today. The first one, we had an independent wrestling star. His name is Ray Calatry, Poppy Fresh. We just talked about his life. He's a double champ, so make sure y'all go check that out. And then we just dropped today the top 10 WrestleMania moments, our favorite top 10 WrestleMania moments with some honorable mentions. Y'all can check that out on YouTube. We on Spotify. We on Apple Music. We on Twitter. We on Pro Wrestling Tees. We on IG, man. Just highlight us a hashtag Dirty Hills. I'm pretty sure you'll find this, man.
Definitely. And we'll be sharing it on Cleveland's Finest Podcast. Before you go, this will make a great promo clip. You do the top 10. Well, let's just go right around the clock real quick. Okay. And this has to be in your time. You said WWF. So you at least have a time frame to pick from, Batman. top. Oh, let's say one of your favorite WrestleMania moments. We'll go with Good Brother Batman, and then all right.
All right, yo, this is Good Brother Bold, man, and one of my top favorite moment of all time is Shawn Michaels versus Razor Ramon in a ladder match for the Intercontinental Champion. You know what I'm saying? The first ever ladder match at WrestleMania. Ha! Feel me?
Now that's a perfect one.
All right, so I can't remember what event it was, but I actually remember when I was a child, bro. 10, 12, somewhere around there, when Owen Hart was, coming in from the bleachers and whatnot, the rafters, and the fucking shit fall. I remember, it was me, my little brother, my grandma, my grandpa,
Blue Blazer
in the living room on live TV, and you just see him fucking swing, bro. And they fucking cut off all the cameras off to a fucking side and shit, but you just see everybody panicking and freaking out.
Well, that wasn't WrestleMania, but
I can't remember what. I
actually just watched the. If you go to Vice News, they do Beyond the Ring or whatnot. Dark Side of the Ring. I just watched that documentary on that, and that was crazy. Man, I should have had a clip on deck. But out of everything that stands out to you, that's your favorite.
That was just something that always fucking popped up in my memory. Every time I thought of wrestling as a child, it was that, I guess, traumatic fucking scene, man.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
I always love the cage match.
I definitely remember that. I definitely do.
I got to go with Hulk Hogan slamming Andre the Giant. And the reasons for it were just being a fan of. What's that?
Wasn't that before your time?
No, I was a youngin' then. Okay, so witnessing that moment there, just being an observant child, the way that they painted up Andre the Giant, and then who Hulk Hogan was, and then being a fan of wrestling, you're looking at an immovable object, and being impressionable as I was, it was just okay, if it can't be done, it can't be done. But when Hulk Hogan slammed him, the way they told the story, the build of it and everything, that was my first experience as far as not entertainment, but as far as
I'm about to get some negative feedback, man, on this, but fuck Hulk Hogan, fuck Andre the Giant, both them dudes was whack. Fuck them dudes.
I can't argue with that.
Yes, it was a legendary moment. But fuck them guys, because it was guys like Ricky the Dragon Steamboat. It was guys like Macho Man Randy Savage putting on shows. So screw them all, man.
Ultimate Warrior.
Well, screw him too, but yeah. Well, I'm just looking off of that experience, how it made me feel, how I read it, and then knowing that knowing now that it's a show that's predetermined or put together or storyline driven, to be able to pull that off, and just create that magic, it left an impression that to me, it's okay, I know that can be done. So why couldn't this be done? You know what I mean? And so, okay, in order to do that, how do we create it? And that's where the visuals, the storytelling, the details, they all come into play. And made me fall in love with just editing and video stuff,
Yeah. Nah,
not like OnlyFans or Pornhub. I'm like, what?
It's kind of funny that those are the top two that popped in your head.
The casting couch. I can see that. I did everything.
but thank you. I appreciate y'all, man. I enjoy the rest of your night, man. Thank you.
Thanks for coming on, man.
You too. Check out the Dirty Heels. They're cool guys with they got style, man. They got style. I follow them, and then I try to share on with other stuff and all that. The Connected web series. I got some. I don't know if you were watching earlier. I don't know how it was playing. I was trying to stream the footage. I have some
very glitchy when you were trying to play it earlier. It was very glitchy.
Yeah, we'll give it a try. I want to take like a 3-minute break right here, and we'll play that footage, and then we'll be right back here on Cleveland's Finest Podcast. Thank you guys for tuning in. I like this shirt. It's really comfortable. It's a really comfortable shirt. You like it? Check it out, though, man. Like how the material.
It's really tight on you, though. I think you need to get a larger size.
Well, I've been working out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. Cleaned out my car every day. It's a workout. It's a workout.
You're gonna clean out mine next.
I don't know about all that.
It's still kind of new.
What's that got to do with me?
I figured since you were cleaning out cars, you could clean out mine.
Mine too.
See?
So we'll go ahead and play this. That way I can distract these guys and not be obligated to clean cars. But we're going to do it in a watch party style. What do you think of that, Batman?
All right. Yeah.
All right. So here is some behind the scenes footage of my experience on set for The Connected. You gotta hold the mic. You gotta say something.
No, we're talking about wrestling. I didn't know what to say. Let me get to that. Dream.
Brandon Butler, who was on our show before, who busted out a bomb-ass freestyle. He's actually in our intro, too.
You died.
Go with that. Yeah, bro.
Did I?
Whoa. Yeah. Okay. Whoa.
Whoa. Guys like us.
So Solomon, you see the dude all the way, looks like kind of like Suge Knight.
I was thinking like Rick Ross.
Yeah, Rick Ross. That dude is like huge. He's a buff dude, but he's such like a gentle giant, man.
Yeah, close. One more time.
We had a racist part, and I couldn't even look at him during that. Like I was just like, dude, I don't want to offend this guy, no matter what. I had to yoke her up, see, and she's a lot smaller than me.
She thought you were soft. She was like, this soft ass white boy.
Yeah, grab
well, compared
like
to
right, yeah.
You know who Suge Knight is?
I know that name, but I can't. I'm like,
Death Row Records.
well, I was right. He's an artist.
He's more like a producer.
I just know his name. Okay, it's a big name.
That's what I'm talking about. You see what I'm saying? Different feel.
It was really cool. I was nervous. And then, like, Brandon's direction, like, it was easy to, like, calm myself down where I could get into the emotion I needed.
Easy to be around somebody that you're comfortable with. That vacuum cleaner, though.
You see that?
It's like an eye thing for me.
Well, this is a view from Ron George, who did the makeup, who's been on the show before. This is all the extra stuff that he got from his view. He was like,
Okay, all right, cool. You were in over there.
he had a retractable knife. He kept coming at me, like, I still got the
I don't care what y'all argue about.
yeah. I don't know, maybe it was his fingernail. But he was coming at me. He was like,
He's got his fingernails.
All right, ready? Chaos starts now.
yeah, it's dragging. Damn internet connection. Well, I'll have John Gears in the house. Raw Ohio Meltdown. What's going on, bruh?
Oh, okay. I'm saying, so it's going to be a certain point where y'all like, you know what I'm saying? Okay. And so that's what, because that's the only point where she's going to realize what's going on. She's going to look over here, look over there. This is going to make a decision.
Oh, okay. We got us in this, or?
Huh?
Yeah, so there's a what she's doing right now is reaching behind me.
Say, oh
on my head.
shoot.
Oh shit, oh crap, oh darn! Fudge! What the fudge is wrong with you right here?
You gonna be able to hop on with us, John?
All right, ready? And go.
I'm posting some pictures. I got a lot of stuff, but it's a matter of like when I should put it out there. There's a lot of stuff going on. It's pretty cool. I like it. Very grateful.
Fuck him. I need a studio.
Shit. Cut.
Well,
y'all, when she shoots him, y'all reaction is gonna be like, oh shit, like y'all, because y'all was about to
No. Wait, look, the vacuum's gone.
Oh, okay. So the mysterious guy kind of vanished.
Fuck him.
No, I don't know. That's not cool. You have to talk to him to make sure. Because if you're shooting the scene and it's in there and then just disappears.
I mean, I didn't notice. I knew it was there. I didn't notice it was gone. I moved it after they realized it was. I think. You know what? I just think it's red and
Actually, I was at the studio of Christian Radio. Me and Batman were on. And also have the thing as a content creator, like I don't think people realize how much content that you need to have to be able to put on the kind of production that content creators do. There we go. So John said that they're closing up their shop. I wonder if he'll be able to hop on. So you watched the movie Kong versus Godzilla?
Yeah, I sure did. Sure did.
I saw it.
I think we should go on a few minute break so you could pull up a trailer so people could see the miscellaneous trailer for it right now.
I can do that.
Because I was just trying to pull up a picture, but on my side I can't unless I get like a subscription with StreamYard. Ooh.
Well, I mean, we have one. It's just in my name.
Yeah. I would need to do the thingamajig French fries, chicken nuggets.
All right. Well, we can take a break. I'll pull up the trailer for that. And then we'll get into it and we'll find out the verdict from Batman on what is it? Godzilla versus King Kong? What's the movie?
Yeah, it's Godzilla versus King Kong.
All right. So we'll check that out when we get back here on Cleveland's Finest Podcast. You can chime in, you can comment, or you can even join the live stream. All right. We're not being stingy. Come on. Yeah, whatever. We'll be back.
Like a dog will get on your leg and like hump on your leg like to jack itself off. Over the line!
With this being the first show, what can we tell the audience about Red Label?
Rod, you want to hop in? You want to hop in and explain that a little bit? That's Rob's baby.
Yes. Oh.
Were you just blowing yourself? What the fuck? And can you teach me how to fucking do that?
I was supposed to do the Rey Mysterio entrance onto the screen, but it didn't work, so I bailed on it. But no, Red Label is just a group of people, mainly starting with me, but like tying things together to make it happen for other people, supporting whatever it is you do, whether it's music or sports or podcasting, but mainly focused on media aspect of it. The video, the storytelling, so to speak. When you talk wrestling, much is to be desired.
As fuck. I mean, like, worst case, the COVID is like, yo, we out here, we strong, we ain't going away. And then space station, we in a space station. What happens there?
No, they're gonna kill everybody who has been in contact or had COVID. Unless you've already died from the vaccine.
Consider what's happening now, and now that it's 2021, okay? And follow. We got the Capitol rioting, Revolution, Satan.
Coming out of the house yet, but just a matter of time. She's not lonely. I apologize.
Hi, everybody. All right, so I got that pulled up. Check it out. I'm just doing freestyles. So, Bats just watched the new movie, which was anticipated, Godzilla vs. Kong, and we're going to get his thoughts on that. But let's go ahead and check out the trailer. I don't know if it's going to... Oh, well, that's going to work.
This is our only chance.
Actually, there's another way to do it. Yeah, it's already... I'm not hardwired in.
We need Kong.
Yeah, that's not gonna work.
The world needs him to stop what's coming. And this child, she's the only one he'll communicate with.
I knew that they had a bond. She had nowhere to go, so...
Did this tie in with any of the with either Godzilla or the separate Kong movies at all?
Kong did the same.
See what happened to Batman. You there?
It's Godzilla.
Yeah. Batman. Yeah, it's video and audio track. It's really hard to kind of put into it.
Okay. So
I got it uploaded. I could do it another way. I can actually play the trailer. So I'm going to do that. Before I do that, did Godzilla versus King Kong tie in at all with the individual movies?
Yeah, and what I was gonna say is that let's watch the trailer before I start talking about it at all.
Okay. All right. We won't be able to do it watch along style, but we're gonna go ahead and play the trailer for Godzilla versus Kong before Batman here gives us his review.
This is our only chance. We have to take it. We need Kong. The world needs him to stop what's coming. And this child, she's the only one he'll communicate with.
I knew that they had a bond. She had nowhere to go, so I made a promise to protect her. And I think that in some way, Kong did the same. Godzilla.
These are dangerous times. Godzilla's out there and he's hurting people and we don't know why.
There's something provoking him that we're not seeing here.
I'm of the same opinion.
The myths are real. There was a war.
There was a desire.
And they're the last ones standing.
I keep reaching for greatness because I'm built from it.
Oh yeah.
Nobody gonna stop
gotta see this.
Kong bows to no one.
The graphics are pretty damn good. In theaters this summer.
In theaters right now and on HBO Max. So I actually went out and purchased a HBO Max subscription just for this fucking movie.
You said
$15
how do you go,
a month for that
how
shit.
do you go about doing that?
You download the app and fucking use your credit card and purchase the month. You know, it's $15.
You made it sound like it was just like you had to go out of your way. I had to go down the street, go to the market. I went out and I did this.
It was worth it though. The movie was really, really
In the
good.
meantime, it was just this.
To answer your question from before, it does help to have watched the Godzilla movies as well as the King Kong movies to understand that they are together and in the same universe. Just how you have a DC universe and a Marvel universe and such, this is this universe. And in this universe is, you know, multiple Titans. If you've watched the Godzilla movies, you know that there's, you know, King Ghidorah and Rodan and many other, you know, miscellaneous Titans that Godzilla has had to, you know, fight off. And King Kong, there's also miscellaneous Titans that he's had to fight off as well. They do give some explanation of the Titans and, you know, their history and such in the movie. And the storyline of it was fantastic since they did give that description. You didn't necessarily need to have seen the previous movies, but it did help significantly. And to get to the final end to understand why they're fighting and shit, and the fighting overall, it was really good and well written.
It looked like it had some really good visuals. And for what I've been seeing, it's a solid storyline.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to check that out. How much was it to do the HBO route?
It was $14.99.
Damn.
So
for a month?
Yeah.
You don't get a free subscription.
Right.
If you go there,
Yes, can I get a week?
No, they don't do no free subscription. No.
Damn, they like Hulu and Netflix too.
No, because they have too many movies that's coming out and they have contracts with that's like in theaters and they also get. You know, another one is Mortal Kombat that whenever that comes out, it goes to theaters and HBO. So you have that, you know,
on demand.
I feel like it'll be worth it though, unlike paying $18 for Netflix.
I was gonna say, if you go to the movie theaters, it's gonna be costing you what $13 or so to fucking go see the movie by yourself if you go by yourself, and then all the fucking snacks and shit.
But that strikes me as one of the ones that it's worth it. That's like there's movies that you go to the movie theater to see because it just comes out and it's new. Then there's some, I mean, typically that you go for that experience where like with that movie, with the sound and the visuals, I want to see that on the big screen, man.
Here's the thing, as we were talking about towards the beginning of the show, the VR. All right, it's the VR, you know, the Oculus Quest or even the PlayStation VR. You can watch movies on it, and there's speakers built into the headset, so it makes it really loud. And having it set up in the VR, you can have it big screen. You can have it like a little screen like this or a fucking enormous screen in the VR, and you set up your VR living room to where you're like on a couch, you got a coffee table, you got your enormous TV in front of you and shit. So I mean, it's better than a movie theater in many, many forms. There's no reason to have to go to movie theaters anymore.
Are you watching like virtual or like 3D movies now?
You can. There are like, they're not movies, they're like kind of skits and stuff. There's like concerts. There was a Snoop Dogg concert about a month ago that you were in VR, so you were like in the center of many people and shit, and be able to see it on stage. The quality wasn't that like fantastic. They're still like getting better on that. The single concerts I've been in, you know, to where you're like in the center of the band and you're hearing them play. The speakers that's built into the Oculus is just really loud, and it makes you feel like you're there. If they were to make, it would cost 4 times the amount to make any like actual regular movie VR, because you would have to make, instead of this one direction, now you have to make 10 other directions for the VR to be able to capture if the person turns their head while they're watching the monsters. So they would have to show the buildings and such over here. They would literally have to spend 4 times the amount to make a like Godzilla versus Kong movie in VR.
See, I don't know how well that would work past like skits or short videos, because even like 3 minutes into a virtual reality program, I was getting kind of like nauseous with the motion.
It depends on the virtual reality program. Having a fan set up in the same room as you helps, because it gives you the real world feel. That just helps. As I was saying earlier, having the mats on the floor so you can identify where you're at and you're not just roaming around, walking into a wall and such. All those little factors help, and they do help with miscellaneous motion sickness.
That's pretty cool.
But to get back to Godzilla versus Kong, I suggest everybody fucking go to movies and get it, or fucking get the HBO and fucking check that out. It was so worth it. Yeah.
Do you think there's going to be a follow-up?
Yeah, because the ending, as in all movies, they allow it to be left open for follow-up for miscellaneous things.
Jurassic Park was always like that at every ending. I'm just like, what the like, you want it? I didn't know if I want it.
I'm not trying to spoil anything, so I'm not trying to like.
I think he was trying to go around the bush without saying anything. He was like, "How do I say this?"
Yeah.
What do you? Was there anything else you want to go on that one? Because I'm down and I want to know.
Is there any questions that you have that I can possibly answer?
Don't be a spoiler either.
I mean, I'm just like, fuck it. I'm probably gonna pay for it and watch it later. But after knowing it's available, because I was kind of like, all over the place lately, and seeing the trailer, and now knowing you, if you like it, then I think that I'll enjoy it. But the cinematics and everything, it looked really good.
I was really conflicted going into the movie because I have 2 fathers and 2 mothers. I don't consider steps like a step parent is any different. You're just a father and mother. So each of my fathers, me growing up, one was always on Godzilla, and loved Godzilla, part of the G-Force and stuff. And my other was always a fucking big King Kong fan. So like, I'm conflicted in both, and I'm in like the middle and was like rooting for both of them, and it was really hard to see them fight.
So what are you now? What are you watching now? What's when you go home after a long day of work? What do you put on?
Grey's Anatomy.
Really?
Yes.
Nice.
I have been binge watching the shit out of some Grey's Anatomy. I'm almost done with it too.
Let's go ahead. Go ahead. Say it.
What? Is that thing still airing?
No. I watched a few episodes, and then like I decided to just start all over and binge watch it. And then I have a list of other shows that I need to start binge watching, because all I do is I work and I go home and I sleep. That's my life.
I got into it for a while, and it was one of those things. It was towards like, I think the ending of a season, but then I did another season, and it was one of them shows that like, it's just unfair. And it always pisses me off.
Man, who you telling?
Like, why would you do that when I just got into this, and then you're gonna kill them off?
I'm so mad that certain people died. There's a bunch of other people they could have chose from, and like, I'm sorry, but like 2 of the main characters died. I was pissed. I was so bad. So bad. They could have chosen another main character.
I kept you watching. What are you watching right now, TV wise?
My motorcycle. Working on the house. Oh, TV. I don't have time for that.
He said, "Oh, TV." That's what we're talking about.
But did a hell of a review on Godzilla and King Kong.
I had to, man. I had to go out and watch it. Like I said, I was always like, I'm a fan of both. You know, it's the universe. And especially if you know the universe and you know the storylines behind both of them and stuff, it really helps. And it really was like a climactic moment for me.
I like the way you put that. I like the enthusiasm behind that. There's that cool down phase for me where like, you know, before I go to sleep, I put on the TV to kind of just take me out of my mind and just put everything aside. And then once I got that going, usually I'm just like, all right, not interested and fall asleep. But 90 Day Fiance has been an ongoing thing and I'm hooked into it. It's just insane, dude. It's taking like an uncommon scenario, but in reality, it's really like very common with modern day because we're looking at 90 Day Fiancés. So it's like you like each other. Yes, you have 90 days to get married before like it'll never happen.
That's a bit extreme.
And it's like people getting into relationships and just going engage.
Have been engaged like 10 times in a year.
I wish somebody would try to drop down on one knee. I'll run away.
You don't have to worry about your DM now.
I'm just saying.
What is wrong? But what's wrong with that, dude?
Marriage?
Oh, yeah. Why are you?
People
who hurt
change.
You?
A lot of people hurt me, but like no, people change. Okay, so like I don't like you have that cupcake.
Okay, stop there though. Okay, knowing that, why are you surprised?
What do you mean? Why am I surprised?
People do change, and then people grow, and then like
no,
if you haven't learned your lesson
grow.
at what age are you?
I'll be 28.
Okay, so for those listening, if you haven't learned by 28, you know people grow,
or
and
go
sometimes
down.
They grow apart. A lot of times they grow apart because they don't know that they're growing.
Or stay immature.
Every single day you change. Everything that happens to you, everything you do changes you in some form or some way. And you don't want somebody to stay boring and stay the same. You want to have new life experiences. You want to go and do new things. And you change every day with every single thing you do. You learn from that and you grow from that.
Well, my sperm donor is the reason why I don't want to get married. So
I would say then don't marry your sperm donor.
I'm talking about my father.
The music is like very, very like
definitely don't marry your father.
I love
What's
music.
that?
I said music's been making me a lot more spiritual lately.
Music helps the soul.
Is that what you call that?
Yes, music.
Music exists to speak the words we can't express.
I'm not even talking about words. I'm talking more instrumental music.
I mean, it still puts you in your feelings, mood wise,
vibes, emotions, senses.
Yeah.
Can't wait. 420, I know for sure. Cleveland's finest. Never mind. All right. Anyways, I got like 7 things on my mind right now, which is actually common. People usually have 7 things rotating in their mind at any given time, whether they know it or not. And that's how. You know, we all just process things differently. Because actually, for me, it's like 15.
That's too much.
Well, there's always layers.
It gives me headaches.
I like to think ahead.
How far does that get you?
Not very. It actually puts me behind.
I think of in the moment. I don't even make plans because I don't think ahead.
Well, you are a Sagittarius. Yes. All right. Fire sign. So that seems right up your alley. Batman is a Leo.
You. Sorry, but you. My oldest daughter is a Leo. I don't get along with Leos.
I like Leos. They're not bad.
Well, what are you?
Yeah, we're awesome.
Oh, you're emotional. That's why.
What are you talking about?
You guys are sensitive.
Or, I don't know. I can't speak for all of them. So what are you listening to now?
Armin van Buuren, Great Spirit. I've been really digging tribal and Native American EDM music, man. It's very, like I said, spiritual and opening, and like just chanting in many different tones is like very relaxing.
Are you? What kind of chanting? You're not doing like a cult thing, are you? Is there something else I don't know about you?
Considered a cult nowadays, you know. Podcasting is a cult. Ooh,
that's true. That's true.
Follow us, my followers. Like and share.
Yeah, and then buy your stuff. Which our shirt is available now. You can king me, get your own crown for $20.
Fuck yeah.
Selfless promo. Look. But go ahead.
This weekend.
What am I doing?
Yeah.
I have no idea. I know I'm taking the kids on a little vacation for Easter. But as far as the weekend, nothing solid.
Saturday there's a doohickey called Witches and Wizards. It's a
what is a doohickey that involves witches? Is this
an event?
Do I purchase it like HBO? Or?
It's a cosplay EDM event.
Oh wow! Talk about wizards
and witches.
Where's this at?
At
a location.
I imagine probably Columbus or Cleveland.
Okay.
He's talking. You're muted,
right.
but okay.
So if you want to check it out, just go ahead and hit up Rob J or Batman, you know, for the details. Again.
All right. Okay. So by invite or personal contact, as long as you're not law enforcement, we can do something Saturday. Are you attending?
I'm really considering it.
Now, if you do, you said cosplay. Are you dressing up?
Batman don't need to.
I have a Batgirl costume if you need it.
That's what's up.
I was that for Halloween like 2 years ago before I stopped drinking. It was my last Halloween that I was able to get plastered.
I like how you put that out there.
I'm just saying.
There's this thing nowadays called babysitters. All right, they're very handy. Allows you to get plastered for 2 or 3 days.
I'm a recovering alcoholic.
I don't think that's her problem.
There's many different ways to get plastered.
Are you recovering or are you recovered?
Well, regardless, I'm going to be recovering or whatever. I'll be 2 years in November.
It's always like considered recovering, just like, you know.
Yeah, just like I'm always going to be an alcoholic.
So basically, she's always going to be a liability moving forward.
Well, you're not the only one. You're not the only one. Don't feel bad.
Make that known. Well, with that. So we're at the 7:30 mark.
Oh, you know how to tell time.
No, but I can read. You know, in reality, and I think if you really understand this, it may be beneficial when it comes to anxiety or whatever, or just being self-aware. Time does not actually exist. It is not validated in a way that you can confirm that in any kind of reality. You agree with that? Or
I mean, I have anxiety and I have really, I don't really pay attention to time, I guess. So
I hate this Earth's version of time. The days that are allowed for us, we do not have enough time in that day. We don't have enough sunlight. We don't have enough energy and such to be able to complete all the activities that we need to in this set time frame that we're allowed, basically.
I feel like that's called adulting.
no, but like the time given as far as like like in other planets, like a day will last for what we would feel like 72 hours. Imagine that being a day.
A day is only a day on Earth because that is what we have listed as a day. If we met somebody from a completely different galaxy, we would have to explain to them how we judge our lifespans. That's how you judge your distance and time is your distance and lifespans is, okay, so this many rotations around this sun, equals this many, turns around the Earth. You would have to explain that to that individual so they could try to calculate it to their Earth's rotational time to figure out how old you are in their time, technically.
Which is basically everything that Donald Trump never encountered in his life. Because that dude, I don't want there to be like resentment, but I've been following the news.
I would like to talk about the Mandela effect.
Yeah?
Yeah.
We can get into that.
Do you know anything about that?
I do. The thing is that how can, like, when I do research or look into things, how can you validate that? You know what I mean? As far as your belief and your view. And I totally understand the concept of it, but how can I, like, what's a good one? Huh?
What is real?
Okay, so taking in everything into effect, the Mandela effect and how that works, do you also, like I, consider like time travel or things like that to be an effect of or like a cause? Or what the amount, like how do you validate the Mandela effect?
Is a effect is in partnership with the Mandela effect. That the Mandela effect is just a statement of things that have happened due to accidents and screw ups in time travel.
Oh, here's a good one. Now, there's always it's been a discussion that like Sinbad was in Sinbad was Shazam or was in the original Shazam or whatever.
Yes.
And he was a genie or something, and then like the only thing you can find now is Kazam.
Yeah.
So that would be something that would be considered a Mandela effect occurrence.
Or
would it be butterfly effect?
There's many different forms. All right, so Curious George does not have a tail, but according to some people, he does have a tail.
Just a little one.
A lot of people remember Jiffy peanut butter,
Okay.
but there is no such thing as Jiffy peanut butter. It's only Jif peanut butter.
Wait. I mean, just Jif. I thought there was Jiffy or no Skippy.
Yes, it was Skippy.
I know it by Jif.
Looney Tunes. How do you spell tunes?
Tunes.
See, I remembered it.
Toons.
That's how they spell it.
Toons. But no, it never said that. It always was spelled Tunes. Supposedly.
That picture.
Berenstein Bears and Berenstain Bears.
That's a dick pic. It's not George. Good Lord.
It was not.
Good Lord.
You are terrible.
People, Sex in the City and Sex and the City. There's Kit Kat. There's Oscar Mayer, Skechers, Fruit Loops. How do you spell Fruit Loops?
Loops. I thought Looney Tunes was, when I went across the screen.
Yeah, it really
Toons.
It really doesn't have a deal. Nope, it's not.
What the hell?
Oh, you're Googling everything. It's because the double O's in Looney is why I was thinking double O's in Tunes.
The Monopoly Man, does he have a monocle?
Well, like a little staff thingy?
No,
I don't know what that is.
It's an eyeglass people used to wear in their eye back in the day. Sophisticated men, a little one eyeglass in one eye with like a.
I don't think on the board game he does.
Yeah. No.
Because I have that at home.
Yeah. don't know. It makes me question everything now.
Pikachu.
Look up the Mandela effect.
Does Pikachu have a black tip on its tail?
Yes.
Yeah.
No.
What? I own
Raichu?
Pikachus. I own stuffed Pikachus. And they both have shit on the top of their tails.
Are you sure?
I'm almost positive. I'm Googling that now too.
Are
Oh,
you
well, I guess not. It's on the
Oh,
bottom.
Yes, not, but
It's on the bottom. It's on the bottom.
It used to be on the tip, but somebody fucked around with time. Kit Kats. I always remember Kit Kat having a dash between Kit and Kat.
Yeah.
It does not. It never did.
All these things immediately come out and trigger, and then like you see it as it was, and then you
Talking about
recognize it as it
examples?
is. Yeah.
Oh shit.
For me anyway, so far. I'm trying to understand the psychology of it. Is it because I'm recognizing it one way or a variation of it?
It's funny because the ones that he brought up were half of these examples.
But time travel is possible and is studied and is actually like.
Now, I want you guys to Google the Philadelphia experiment.
I was having her Google Mandela
Yeah, he
effect.
put it's the GIF, not Jiffy, Looney Tunes, not Tunes. And then the Berenstein Bears didn't exist.
What do you mean it didn't exist?
And then the Curious George's Tale. Sex and the City, what he was talking about too. Febreze. Oh yeah, 2 E's and then the 1 E. I remember that.
All right, so I would like you to go ahead and Google the Philadelphia experiment. The Philadelphia, and I'm reading this from actual Wikipedia. All right, and this is very like I've read quite a bit about it. The Philadelphia experiment is a alleged military experiment supposedly carried on by the U.S. Navy, the Philadelphia Shipyard, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, Albert Einstein himself. I know that from other ones. In 1943, and what happened was they had taken that the fucking ship, and they were working with many different fucking like elements and such. They were actually able to make that ship vanish, and it disappeared from that harbor and from that port, and it reappeared like many like 100 miles away or so in a completely different port, and it only like reappeared in that port for just a few minutes, and they reappeared back to the Philadelphia port. And when it did, the passengers on the ship, half of them were missing, and the ones that were left on the ship were entwined in with the ship as like they were built with it. So they were like in between walls, in between doors. Others just went fucking completely mad and nuts. And this is actually something that our government had fucked with. And people were saying that this was either a form of time travel or teleportation and like many different things. But people believe that the Philadelphia experiment is also entangled in with the Mandela effect.
Yeah. There was what didn't he have like a brother that was there or a brother-in-law that was with him on that operation? There's actually a story, like in-depth story with this. No, not the guy that was okay. So in that the Philadelphia experiment or whatever.
They have a movie too that they were talking about it.
Oh, I have to look. I didn't know they had a movie on that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just seen it. It's a film. It said it came out. I forgot what year it just said it came out.
I'll have to check that out. Did you ever? I was trying to.
I Googled it.
You're fired. The Mandela effect.
Yes, and I was telling you that the Berenstein Bears were not real.
No. That's not what it says. It's the Berenstain Bears and not the Berenstein. It's different, like spelling.
But what I was trying to get to was the actual origin of Mandela effect. Why they call it the Mandela effect?
I can't remember his name, but his last name is Mandela. Fuck, what's his name? Something Mandela.
Nelson Mandela.
Yeah, Nelson Mandela was serving life in prison. And a lot of people remember that, like, in the 80s, that he was executed and killed. And a lot of people remember going to a funeral and airing on TV and shit. And a lot of other people say, no, he just passed in 2013 of, like, natural causes and such. So that's where it, like, people started realizing, like, hold up, no, over half of these people remember him dying at this time period, but the other half remember him dying at this time period. And that's where the Mandela effect comes into effect, is that, you know, people are going back in time and fucking with time. And, you know, what they possibly did was stopped Nelson Mandela from getting murdered, but fucking with a timeline has residual effects. So some people may still remember the previous timeline to where, yeah, all of this happened, the world ended or whatever, but because somebody went back in time and changed these events, it made a whole new complete timeline to where things are completely different. But since things are completely different, some people have the ability and effect to remember what happened on previous timelines that they were in before somebody came back and fucked them up.
Yeah, Fiona Broom is the reason why it came about, because she said she didn't feel like it happened. But that was her name, because she said that she could, like, even the widow talked about it, but she said even though the event never happened, she wasn't the only one who felt like it did. As a result, the Mandela effect concept was born.
Yep.
But I see, like, a lot of, like, descriptions and stories about that. A lot of it is directed to validate that it's a type of false group memory, or that it's not, it's basically not real.
Well, that's what the
kind
of definition of it, but this is the origin of where it came about.
People are saying, you know, but if 500,000 people all remember and believe in one thing, let's say a religion, who are these other people to tell you that you're wrong if that's what you believe actually happened and that's what you believe is going on and such?
All right, here's strong ones that I feel are Mandela effect scenarios. That's it's okay. That you could prove theoretically, but you cannot listen. You can't really provide, the evidence if it's been erased from time. Okay, but let's do an easy one. Luke, I am your father. Right? Okay, which was actually currently today. No, I am your father. I don't ever remember, no, I am your father. As growing up and that, it was Luke. I am your father.
That's what it says today. I'm pretty sure.
So in my memory, as far as like the timing of that specific line and everything, like, and then today it's if you watch the movie right now, it's no, I'm your father. Which is weird. Here's another one. If you ever watched Snow White and Seven Dwarfs as a kid, you probably remember the line, mirror, mirror on the wall, who's the fairest of them all? Fuck yeah, I remember that. It's actually magic mirror on the wall. Like, what? In the movie or in the cartoon?
I think in both. But you're remembering it wrong. But why are you remembering it wrong? Is it because you're wanting to hear what you're wanting to hear because it sounds accurately? Or are you remembering that because that actually happened in a previous timeline and somebody came back and talked to the director and edited it just a slight tad for some miscellaneous purpose in the future, and now this is how it is, but you still somewhat remember the other timeline.
Well, here's a good example of where I find proof. Okay. I'm remembering it the way I originally saw it. And what I'm seeing now is an edited version, which isn't how I remember it, but it makes sense because it flows along with how it was edited. Now, I know that this is true because
where's the fact?
In Facebook, watch. In Facebook, I could have posted something 2 years ago, right? And I've tried this. And it's kind of like, okay, if I posted a prediction 2 years ago, and let's say I go back on my timeline right now and edit what that, okay, so I said that, let's say I predicted that Biden would win the election. Okay. Now I can go back as a producer editor. I know that there are ways that you can go to that timestamp, edit it, change things, and then bam, now you have a different result. Does that make sense?
Yeah. How can you do that to every single movie and video and stuff that's
because
out there
you rewrite the code that it was originally written as. Okay, so if we're talking
or a VHS tape, you can't.
Right. But listen, you can, but you can't. Because you got to think about it. If you're time traveling, you can't go back in time, can you? But let's say you did. And if you did,
and you edit that before it ever happened, then there would be no proof.
You can't do that for everyone's mind and their visuals and memories, but you can in physical objects in the universe.
Yes.
If you go back in time, then the effects that it has changes. So
but you're making a completely new timeline now because you changed everything. Right. So you're jumping down to a new timeline, which is going to leave now with new memories. So you're right here. You remember it this way, but the person went back and fucked shit up and changed it. So now you're up here, and now you're supposed to be remembering it a different way because they edited it. But
and that's Mandela effect.
Yeah.
So, and if it was I mean, look, if it was a thing that was possible, real, and legit and all this, of course, like governments aren't going to it's not going to be, a business model that they're going to be making money off of yet, because it would just fuck everything up.
I don't think ever, because
so of course they're going to be like, this isn't real, but we'll let you entertain yourselves.
Only the government and higher up and special people have access to the time travel. All right. And we have that proof right now, because if any Joe Blow would be able to have access to time travel, then I'm sure that my fucking goofy ass would have fucking come back and be like, hey, bro, you need more motorcycles, you need to dab more, blah, blah, blah. So it's not just any Joe Blow. It's certain select people that are sent back to edit things professionally, just like the Terminator effect. Not everybody in that future had access to time travel, just specific people to go back and try to make the future better. For whatever reason it is, we don't know. By changing Jiffy peanut butter and Jif peanut butter. If you remember it, Jiffy. Well, let's say that this serial killer in the future murdered 500 people because he couldn't get his fucking Jiffy peanut butter. But if they were to edit the name to Jif peanut butter, that it would change the timeline and he would only murder 200 people. We don't know what those results are. They could be calculating that in the future and such, but we don't know why they're coming back and doing these small little edits.
Yeah. Which it's a deep train of thought, higher level of thinking, I think, to really rationalize that one. Because yeah.
I think I smoke too much and think too much. That's my problem.
That happens. Y'all be in serious conversations. I swear to God, y'all be coming up with you have sober people thinking wait, what?
That's so discriminatory.
How? It's interesting. I feel like I'm in school when I'm around people that smoke.
You act like you're better because you're like, I'm sober.
No, actually, people that smoke.
I'm sorry, I'm high on
smarter.
life.
I'm just saying, people tend to get smarter when they get high. That's what I'm saying. I don't think
know
that
about
far
All
ahead
right,
of that.
now see, this is coming from a sober person. That is not rational.
Oh, because they be into like they'll sit back and they'll just think about something and then just be like, "Yo, what if da 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 da?" And I'm like, "Wait, what?"
See, that's the thing that you get out of being high, but you miss being sober. It's really just more of an open way of thinking, of being more open-minded, because you don't have, when you like, if you drink, your inhibitions are all changed or whatever.
So I'm more open-minded now,
So-
but I'm just saying, I would not go into like deep thought like that. Like I would never have I can't just sit here and just think of stuff like that. Like that's interesting.
That's why the sober ones that do are the weird ones. So, I like ceiling fans. I love ceiling fans. You gotta see this one, okay? It's got a nice little wooden finish.
What's your opinion on aliens?
You talking to me?
Yes.
Like, are they real or not? I mean, I believe in it. I don't think that they look like the shit that is on movies, but
What's an alien look like to you?
I don't know. I don't really have a figuration of, whatever, but I feel like they're real. Maybe they could be regular human beings. You never know. I just feel like they're not creatures looking like they're in jumpsuits with big bald heads. Like, I mean, I don't see that happening, but I mean, shoot, anything's possible. They could be just a regular human being, but not from this planet. You never know. Nowadays.
Rob?
I definitely think that aliens, in the sense of like, travelers from another universe or whatever, are possible or a thing. I think nowadays it's more harder to differ that than ever before. But back in the day, they used to have like dragons and stuff. Okay. And that was a thing in stories and whatever. And then, because I'm going back, like today is modern, is technology, and anything's possible. I mean, shit, right now you're in Gotham City. What the hell? But like, at what point?
Thanks for letting, all my enemies know where I'm at. I was trying to keep it down low.
Well, I mean, come on, man. Everybody knows you're Batman. Nowadays, it's harder to differ because like drones and the way governments work or whatever. But yeah, I think aliens are real. There's a lot. There's even like speculation that there are civilizations down in the ocean, where because our ocean is basically a port for aliens to come in, and then.
Well, mermaids exist.
I thought UFOs come from the sky.
What is an UFO? Is that what you wash yourself with?
I call UFOs. Leave me alone.
All right, you gotta let me know beforehand. That's like me asking for a leg hitter.
What is that?
Lighter.
I never heard of anyone say it like that. I call my sandwiches.
Speaking of sandwiches, I got a small on right now. I look like a beat
I
up.
thought it was like an extra small.
I look like a beat up beanbag that somebody sat in. Jesus. What's your speculation on aliens?
I know they exist.
Wait,
I know that's the only way that human civilization could have gotten to where it is now.
So quickly.
Yeah. In the 60s, we had come in contact with them. And I believe they are little grayish type creatures, because here's the thing.
Well, do you think that they are, or do you think that would be a breed? Or because aliens are different breeds.
We have been in contact with are grayish, and our skin can turn grayish as well from no sun pigment. If we stay in complete darkness our whole lives, our skin wouldn't be white; it would be more of a grayish color.
I turn red.
Well, probably Rob too, because he's a fucking weird redhead.
No,
but
I don't tan.
What you have to take in consideration is the reason why we look the way we do is because of our atmosphere, is because of the molecules in our atmosphere that allowed us to grow and such like that. So it's depending on the atmosphere that these aliens come from, and the ones that we've been in contact with so far, I believe, just come from a darker part of a universe to where they don't have much sun, but was still able to evolve. I believe there's many different species of aliens, just like there's many different species of creatures on this planet, from, you know, miscellaneous insects to dogs to fucking elephants to humans. There's going to be that many different alien species as well that have that many different knowledges as well. You know, Starship Troopers, I believe there's fucking alien fucking insects out there that are fucking big and enormous and just want to kill shit. And then just like in Supergirl, I believe that there's a fucking planet to where if they come and absorb the fucking energies and shit from our atmosphere, it could give them special types of abilities because they're being exposed to different elements that they're not used to and such. Every galaxy has different types of elements. We're still discovering new elements on our element table from other galaxies and such. So there's so many elements out there that we still don't know about.
They just found new, I think, bacteria or organisms.
On Mars, yeah.
Yeah, that
Living
came back.
bacteria on Mars. So is there stuff that's actually deep in the core that are creatures and beings that live there because it could be warmer because they are near the core, and the cores are, you know, warmer than the surface because they're, you know, Mars is further away, so their surface is going to be colder. But if the creatures go inwards, then they're going to be warmer. So is there creatures underneath the surface that is the same as our civilization or smarter?
We'll have to see if we can. I'm gonna contact NASA.
You do that.
Get them on the show. I want some hardcore evidence and facts. I'll have to check that out. But we're getting to the 8 o'clock mark, and I want to watch Godzilla now. Godzilla versus Kong.
I'm gonna watch it again.
So we'll go ahead and wrap it up. Is there anything you want to throw out there before we peace out?
Make sure everybody likes and follows Cleveland's Finest Podcast and the Bearded Bastards and Raw Ohio Meltdown and Broad Street South and Knapsack Clothing Company and Swift Lifestyles.
Yeah, Swift Lifestyles. That's so much more than a condom.
Oh, one last thing.
I don't even think people believe in those anymore.
Deadpool has been spotted more and such in Lorain County, and we have been in contact with Deadpool. He only text messages. He does not speak because his mouth is still sewn shut.
Okay.
So we can have him on the podcast, but he would have to have one of us type of interpret, or he can message fast and such. But he said he would be willing to come on sometime in the future.
All right. Well, we'll have to keep you guys in the loop with all that and further exclusives that we got coming on. Thank you guys for joining us. Make sure you check us out on YouTube. And we got all the stuff there. redlabelxxl.co, all that jazz. I know that's I think the next live remote, is that going to be the 420 special, or we got something sooner, or I don't even know what the hell's going on.
I believe the next live remote is that 420 special, but I have something going on elsewhere that day, so it'll just be you and whoever you bring with you to that.
Probably me. I don't know. Nobody likes me anymore. All right.
I mean, because I'm actually going up to Michigan that day, and we're supposed to be, that's our recreational state and shit, so I was going to be going up there so we could do a 2-foot cone.
That sounds like fun. All right. Well, we'll have it on there for you guys. We'll get our shit together. Yeah, that's about all I got.
All right, man.
But pretty soon here, I'll have Brandon X come on and talk more about the Connected and all that stuff going on moving forward. We have we got some news coming, some announcements and all that. So definitely worth keeping track of you boys and girls, Cleveland's finest podcast. Rob J, I'm signing out. Batman, as always, I appreciate you, my friend.
Peace.
We'll be back next Wednesday for Cleveland's finest podcast. You guys, fuck off. Broadcasting live.
Is it in the you should see me in the
Your money. Call me until I can make it. But yeah, call me until I can make it. Till I can make it. But yeah, your money. Make it. But yeah, till I can make it. But yeah.
Go with that. Yeah, bro. Go with the
Whoa.
Yeah.
Okay.
Whoa.
Action. Whoa. Guys like us, we professionals. That sounded pretty fucking racist, man. This is only gonna take like a half hour at the most.
Yeah. Half hour at the most to do what?
Vocals.
Again. Yeah, close. One more time.
Uh-oh, sound effect.
Yeah, it's grab like right, yeah.
Like, and please, you know what I'm saying? Please, like you're trying to like get him to calm down so you can get this shit. And he's right. That's what I'm talking about. You see what I'm saying? Different feel.
Ex-wife.
All right.
Wait for him to do that.
Oh, yeah. Bring it out. Use that plan, man. All right. Yo. Motherfucker. You look at the okay. All right, cool. Yeah, but yeah, no. So look, when they pull them off, what's good? You rush over like, oh my God, Braylon, baby. And then while you all like this, like, oh my God, Braylon, you're like, they fucking stabbed me, and you're trying to reach for your gun, and you stabbing them, or something? Like, you already stabbed them? Just from when I go over. Okay, all right, cool. You running over there. All right. And we talking. Y'all talking. Hey, y'all over here. Y'all argue. I don't care what y'all argue about. Oh yeah, just like the juice, man. It was like, man, why'd you show up? Yeah, but that's we're gonna cut to when we get to that point. All right, cool. All right, ready? Chaos starts now.
Oh my God, man. Damn, you know, this is what y'all had. We can't be doing that, right? He's disrespectful.
No. Good. So in this discussion, remember, y'all also.
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm saying? So it's going to be a certain point where y'all like, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
You know what I mean? So that's going to get like, because that's the only point where she's going to realize what's going on. She's going to look over here, look over there, and this is going to make her decision.
Oh, okay. We got us in this or?
Huh?
Cuss, yeah, man.
Say, oh shoot.
Oh shit. Oh crap. Oh darn. Fudge. What the fudge is wrong with you, Raheem? All right, ready? And go. What the fuck is you thinking about, man? Yeah, man.
Hey, what we gonna do about her? Hold on, what we gonna do about her? Disrespectful. Hold on. What we gonna do about her?
Fuck him. I need a studio.
Shit.
Cut. When she shoots him, your reaction is gonna be like, oh shit, like y'all, because y'all was about.
No. He disrespectful. Hold on. What about her?
Fuck him. I need a studio.
Oh shit! What the? Oh man! She didn't. Did you just?
Listen.
Do it again.
He said she missed me.
Hey, I like that. You know that she missed me because he's like this.